We're on the site of Dunlawton Sugar Mill Plantation. We're going to go in here in a few moments and see the ruins. Dunlawton was sold to a guy named Dean as a land grant in 1804, Spanish land grant. He passed in, I think it was 1814, through a series of inheritances and bequeathments. It became the property of some other dude who eventually passed, and it became the property of a woman named Anderson, who also owned Tomoka Plantation, which is somewhat north of here. Where are we? We're in Port Orange, which is just south and to the west of Daytona Beach. And so Tomoka is probably, I don't know, 20 miles north of here maybe. But she owned that. She decided she also wanted to make this go. She inherited this area as part of her father. No, I'm sorry. She inherited Tomoka Plantation from her father, and she purchased this with her sons. Her maiden name was Dunn. The second owners of this area were Lawton, so she filed for a fictitious name and called this area Dunlawton. It was burnt to the ground during the Second Seminole War. Somebody came in, I forget the guy's name, but he came in, rebuilt it as a plantation, made it work again for 4 or 5 more years. Then he passed, and this place has probably the singular distinction of having been burnt twice to the ground by the Indians, and once in the Second Seminole War, once in the Third Seminole War. This is also the site of a battle called the Battle of Dunlawton. Battle of Dunlawton Plantation is the name of the battle. Militiamen came upon this area in '36 and found the Indians rampaging and ravaging and doing all kinds of stuff that Indians did, and engaged them in a military action. Uniquely, they were rejected. What's the word? I can't think of the word, but they were, the militiamen were not successful in driving the Indians off. Basically, the Indians kicked their ass. So we're going to go, they've turned this into a botanical garden. The people around here that like plants and flowers and stuff have made this area, they entered into an agreement to lease this area with the purpose of creating a botanical garden. So and I think it was 1985 they did that. But anyway, they've done that, and this is like a super beautiful flora fauna type place, in addition to housing the sugar mill ruins, which is the reason why we're here. So it isn't just, a bunch of coquina sitting in the middle of the field. It's surrounded by all the various native plants that people have planted here in the last 30, 40 years. So we're going to check that out, and it's a really excellent way, a method to preserve the sugar mill ruins, to make sure that they're, held for posterity. I probably should say also that we're probably one of the few, if not only, people who are going to be here today, or most days, to see the ruins. Most people are going to come here to see the botanical gardens and enjoy the peace and serenity and all that kind of stuff. And here we have one of these super cool little free libraries with little free books. If you want to take a book, you can take a book. Not today. Oh, this is quite the place. Wow, this is really nice. Confederate oak tree, how fun. Oh, okay, here we go. some of the extant foundation.
Oh.
This should be new.
Wow. We've never seen anything like this.
No, this is really cool. Unique to me in that they have the brick on the floor, on the bottom. I'm not sure. There must have been a sluice of some sort to run the fluid, the molasses, or whatever it was they were running. They both have this indentation. Both these compartments have these indentations in the middle. And it must have been to run something somewhere on it, or maybe to build a fire. I don't know. Over here we have some more ruins. This is incredible. They've done some restoration a little bit. No, this is unique in that they built the structure on this. This reminds me in a way of Mall Complex. In that they
Sure does.
built this incredible structure around these ruins to preserve them. So and this is all made out of steel. Wow. Excellent job.
This is a beauty.
Yeah, this is incredible, isn't it? Wow, look at that. This is extensive.
Sure is.
Very nice. Very nice. Well worth preserving. Interesting here, because this is sort of confirmation of what I've said for a long time. The ruins here, including chimneys and other structures, are made of coquina, etc., 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 bound together in Florida, Frontier American Sugar Factory. Visitors to this mill in the 1830s would have found tightly mortared blocks that looked white or pastel colored. That's because coquina workers applied lime plaster to Dunlawton's structures. After Seminoles burned the plantation, this coating largely dropped off, leaving the blocks as we see today. So everything that we've seen that even looks even remotely like this, brick, whatever, would have had a sheen on it, a stucco. And that's to protect it, also to give it an appearance, but also to protect it from the weather. Because if water and everything gets in those cracks, it starts to seep in and separate it.
I wonder why they didn't build this roof farther out for more protection.
Maybe I don't know, maybe after they built it they discovered, because this is the only part here that isn't. All these little fireplaces to heat the vats. This is incredible. This is one of the best we've ever seen. Here we have a diagram of sugar production, which is very, very similar to what we've seen in Yulee and a few of the other places that we've been to. Although I think this is probably better preserved, more well preserved than a lot of the places we've seen. This is reconstructed.
There you go.
Are you okay? Go ahead, keep doing it. You can't. Good.
Yes, I can. There's some restoration done here. And of course there's 4x4s there, new.
walls on this side are all collapsed, as you can see, but the brickwork for the kilns is very much better preserved. There's precision and craftsmanship and construction. They've reconstructed the crusher. This is what crushed the sugar cane and dropped the juice down into here. A boiler tube. Okay. You back hurting. When you get back, I got some Advil if you want it. So that is the Dunlawton Sugar Mill ruins. Very well preserved, recreated site.